Welcome to your Thrive Era podcast, a show for high achieving women who are done with burnout and ready to reclaim their time, energy, and joy. I'm Shannon Logan, mom, wife, coach, and entrepreneur for over a decade. I know what it's like to juggle it all and still feel like it's never enough. But everything changed once I developed my set protocol, the simple yet sustainable way to take back myself, my energy, and my time. If you're ready to break free from burnout and finally thrive, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to your Thrive Era podcast. I'm Shannon Logan, mom, wife, entrepreneur for over a decade. And I'm coming to you today from a special location. As you can tell, I'm not in my home office. I'm actually in a hotel room down in South Beach, Florida. So I live a life beyond my wildest dreams. And I'm super passionate about helping other females figure out how simple achieving something like this can be. You see, here I am down in South Beach, and I'm about to have an incredible upcoming week when it comes to work and professional goals and networking and just really getting outside my comfort zone. So I'm down here because I'm a coach for a mentor group called Early to Rise. And we have 3 meetups every year where we get together. It's a group of 40 to 50 business owners, entrepreneurs, people that own 8 or 9 figure businesses, all the way down to sole props that are, just trying to get the bearings on the point that business is going well, they're successful, but now they want to scale and they want to figure out how best to do that and still enjoy their life. And so I get the honor and pleasure of being down here and meeting up with my clients as well as my members, my coaches, spending 5 days in South Beach, Florida. Now, I want to rewind to 10 years ago because this was the opposite of everything that I was living 10 years ago. You see, at the age of 29, I had thought that I had reached the best that life had to offer. I was married. I was starting a business. We had a beautiful home and everything looked good on the outside. Picture perfect, white picket fence, storybook, fairy tale kind of life, right? The problem was it was all a lie. It's all fake. And I was just presenting when I thought everyone wanted me to. I was just presenting who I thought people wanted me to be. I was drinking too much. I was having anxiety attacks 2 to 3 times a week. My marriage was imploding. I was starting a business that I was terrified was going to fail from the start. And I really had gotten to the point where I was just accepting that that's what life was going to be like. And then, by the grace of God and no other power than that, I was shown a way out. And so now I'm blessed, honored, and privileged to help other women to do the same. Right now, I want you to take away something from this episode that leaves you feeling hopeful. Because back then, 10 years ago, as I said, I just kind of accepted that this is how life was going to be. And I didn't feel like I had hope. I feel like I had kind of reached all of it and I had been given the best and I kind of just had to suck it up. And I wasn't even 30 yet. Okay. So wherever you're listening from today, I want to let you know the best is still yet to come. No matter if you're struggling professionally, personally, emotionally, mentally, physically, there is a way to get out. And it's not as complicated as we tend to make it. The first thing that you need to do is just ask for help. Raise your hand and say, I can't do this all on my own, and I would like some guidance with it. For me, that hardest part because I had this perception in my mind that I had to have it all figured out, that I should have it all figured out. And if I asked for help, if I let people know how bad I was struggling, they would reject me. They would push me away. They would think less of me. And what I've come to learn through the decade is it's the exact opposite. Because at the end of the day, we all have our struggles. At the end of the day, we all have those dark times where we just look, we don't stack up. Every single person does. And by asking for help, by owning it, by hand, what happens is you form connections and you form bonds with people and you let people see that, you know what, maybe you're not a superhero just like they are. So fast forward 10 years, and here I am in South Beach. I'm presenting this. I'm
leading the whole mastermind that me made up. I'm staying in an oceanfront here. Let me show you my view. Let me see if the camera will adjust. Look at that. Look at that, man. How blessed am I? Look at that view I have out there. South Beach, right from my bedroom. Ocean view, flight paid for, hotel paid for, time paid for, and I get to help other people. And that's exactly, as I mentioned, what I believe I was put on this earth to do, is that God has blessed me time and time again, but not so that I can just hold it on to my own, but to give it away. Because some of the best growth that I've had, some of the happiest times I've had, is when I help other people. So if you're out there struggling and you feel like, man, I'm just treading water and I don't know when it's going to end, girl, you are not alone. There is a way out, and it's pretty simple. And by the time you guys have this episode come out, hopefully you would have tuned into the first 8 or 9 and worked through your values, your vision. Because what has happened to me is once I did that work and I spent time going back into it, things started to fall into place because I had a North Star. And I talked about that all the time in our last podcast episode. I had that North Star, right? And so small actions, day by day, month by month, year by year. And now I have the freedom to work from wherever I want. I have the freedom to choose clients I want to work with. And I have the freedom to work with people that I feel inspired by. Just incredible. So if you're struggling with stress, time management, drinking, anxiety, fear, sleep, all of these things, I would love to chat with you. Feel free to send me a DM on Instagram, Coach Shannon Logan. And I've got a ton of free resources when it comes to all of these things: sleeping, time management, anxiety, goal setting. And I really just want to help you find your life beyond your wildest dreams. Because if you had told me 10 years ago I'd be sitting here for a whole week, completely paid for, and people wanting me to actually speak to them, I would have told you you were freaking high. There was no chance. No chance. And it get dark. Absolutely. I went through a divorce. I kind of hit my own rock bottom, but through that came this identity of self and this gratitude that helped me prioritize God's will for me in my life. So now I have an amazing husband, a beautiful daughter. I get to help other people in business and in life. I got my own coaching program, Full Woman Reset, right, where I really get to walk high achieving women through those steps day by day so they can get more time back, at least 6 hours per week. They can get more joy back and sleep better, have less stress, and most importantly, find themselves again. Because you're amazing and you have countless gifts to share with the world. And once you have a little bit more room to breathe, you actually start to give back those gifts and live your purpose here. So I said I was going to keep the episode short. I'm going to call it there. I just wanted to let you guys know that a life beyond your wildest dreams is right around the corner for you. And it's not that complicated, not that stressful, not that hard to find. You just got to take that first step, raise your hand and say, hey, I need some help. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. Feel free to email me, Shannon at CoachShannonLogan.com. Heck, take that first step and simply grab my free masterclass, the High Achieving Woman's Escape Plan. 3 simple steps to get yourself, your energy, and your time back. I walk you through it step by step. It's really like, what do you have to lose? I have no doubt you start taking action. You raise your hand, ask for some help. You start aligning your life with your values. Something as beautiful as this will just be the starting point. All right, guys. Until next time, keep thriving, not just surviving.
That's it for today's episode. If this hit home for you, don't just let it be another thing you hear. Take action. And the best way to start? Download my free masterclass, the High Achieving Woman's Escape Plan. 3 steps to reclaim your time, energy, and self. In this exclusive session, I'll show you exactly how to save over 5 hours a week, stop burnout in its tracks, and live in alignment with the real you. Click the link in the show notes and grab it now. And if you love this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a friend who needs to hear this. Until next time, keep thriving.